Our Law and Justice segment tonight, a teachers union official caught on camera conspiring to cover up sex crimes performed by a teacher. Attorney Mitchell Rubenstein is seen describing a case in which he defended a teacher who allegedly forced students at knife point to perform sexual acts on him. Rather than facing justice in court or perhaps serving jail time, all the teacher had to do was resign, according to Mitchell. The video is absolutely shocking. Take a look.
We need to warn you that this story has graphic language and disturbing content and may not be suitable for minors.
Well, I had a client, and it was alleged that he invited students up to his house. He was giving them blowjobs.
So he was putting a knife to the kid's head to give the kids blowjobs?
For the kids to give him a blowjob.
Yeah, so he was forcing the kids to give him a blowjob with a knife.
Right, that's what the charges were. I had the teacher take a lie detector test. Okay? He passed the lie detector test. This is why I don't believe in lie detector tests. So I advised him, he's going to, with all of this circumstantial evidence, that they can identify the house, the name of his parrot.
But you didn't tell them that,
No, I can't. It's like attorney-client. I can't tell him what I know.
Oh my God. But does he still teach, or?
No, he resigned.
But if he wanted to, he still could. He's not registered as a sex offender?
No, because he wasn't convicted. He resigned.
With me now, founder and president of Project Veritas, investigative journalist James O'Keefe. James, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Liz.
James, we're all just slack-jawed in the studio watching this video on all the monitors here. It's absolutely shocking. This man on the video, an attorney for the teachers union, helping cover up a sex crime. I mean, this teacher he's talking about is a sexual predator, helping cover up this crime. Tell us what happened here.
Yeah, Liz, it's pretty shocking. I was going to say, fasten your seatbelts before you watch this one, because this is about as bad as it gets. This is the New York State Teachers Union and one of their lead attorneys violating privilege, breaking the law, divulging the details of a case, bragging about how he helped cover this up because, in his words, he always protects the teacher. It's never about the student. And he's describing a rape against a child that he helped cover up. And you watch this video, you think, are the rights of the teachers union so absolute that they supersede the rights of a child not to be forced at knife point to commit an oral sex act? It's disturbing, but it's really, there's 1,000 more instances where this came from. It's really about, the story is about the power of the teachers union, and anybody who wants to reform public education is vilified. But these things happen. This is all under seal, Liz. People don't even know about it. We can't get the documentation showing what happens. So we called up the teachers union. We called up Rubenstein himself, and his excuse was, get this, Rubenstein said that he said these things and he violated privilege because he was, quote, trying to impress a girl, unquote. That's sick. I mean, who impresses a girl by bragging about rape?
Right. It's absolutely disgusting, and it's mind-blowing to me that people don't understand it's not mutually exclusive to be able to protect teachers' rights and also protect children from being raped. It makes me so angry to watch this video. And this teacher, I mean, he was identified by Rubenstein, his name as first name only, Mike. Rubenstein, the lawyer, said he didn't remember the last name, unfortunately. But as far as we know, this teacher who forced students to perform sexual acts on him at knife point in his own home in front of his parrot, which is a sick aspect of it as well. He could be teaching in some other school somewhere, and we don't even know.
Yes, he was not ever charged. It was all under seal. It was all done behind closed doors. So I think the public has a right to know there are some reforms in certain states to reform the system so that we actually know. For example, if this was a case in public, we would know about it.
Right.
But this is about, like, Betsy DeVos is now on the cabinet. She's the education secretary. She's someone Trump appointed. It was one of the most contested votes ever. And because the teachers union yields so much power and control over Democrats, they don't want any reforms. But let me tell you, there are so many other instances where that comes from this, Liz. And over the next few weeks, we're going to be releasing more tapes. I hope that Rubenstein, something happens to him. I called the New York State Bar today, and they said that they're looking into the matter. I know the unions.
Let me interject with a question. I'm not a lawyer here, so correct me if I'm wrong. But Rubenstein cited attorney-client privilege here. But isn't that waived in some way if the lawyer finds out about something that would be of imminent danger to someone else?
Yeah, there are exceptions in New York State. They're like child abuse exceptions, violence exceptions. So there might be an exception here, but the union is looking at it, trying to protect their own. The public is looking at it. Why don't we know about these types of things? Why is this person how could they be at large? So, but my point to you is there's hundreds of other cases like this. That we did a story in Westchester, New York last year where the president of the teachers union tried to cover up sexual abuse and told a child molester to lie. So my point to you is we need to expose all these people, and we need to reform the system. And people who want to reform the system shouldn't be attacked for hating children. This is about protecting children and getting out bad teachers who will hurt children. And this video is graphic, but everyone needs to watch it.
Right, and I would second that. It's very difficult to watch. It's very difficult to hear this man talking about covering up the crimes of a rapist, which he described in graphic detail, and that these children are, their lives are shattered, their lives are ruined after having experienced this. And this guy is laughing about it. He's smiling about it while he's trying, like you said, he was trying to impress a girl with this type of salacious stories. Like I said, I can barely watch it without just tearing up watching this. But let me ask you, I know that you're trying to expose the teachers' unions because they're so intricately connected to Democrats' fundings here. But when you went into this, did Project Veritas know that this type of sexual abuse and then a cover-up of sexual abuse, did you know that this type of thing was happening? Is this what you were looking for, or did you just happen onto this?
Well, what we know is that these people have never been held accountable in their lives, and we have people come to us with tips about a principal or about the president of the union. The woman in Yonkers who we investigated in June, who told a child molester to lie about the fact that he did that. I mean, people send us tips and say you got to look into this person because they're so corrupt. They've never been held to account in their lives. The media will never challenge them. The politicians can't challenge them because they're bankrolled by them. They have enormous power. One columnist, I think it was Michael Goodwin at the New York Post, said they've lost their minds as well as their souls. There's just nothing there in them that cares at all about children. It's all about power and money and protecting their power and money. So you can take it to any extreme you want. Rape, child molestation, violence, absenteeism to the point where they never show up. It doesn't matter. And I think this is a civil rights issue of our time. It's like the most important issue. Education is the only issue. So it's certainly one of my major themes. People say, who are you going after, James? I'm going after people who are corrupt in the teachers union. And we have another story coming out in a few days. I wish, Liz, that this story was getting the proper attention it deserves, but many people are afraid to report on the teachers union in local media because of how much power they yield.
Right, and I think you hit the nail on the head, and they're afraid. Journalists are afraid because journalists are tied. Many journalists at mainstream networks are tied to politicians. Politicians need the money from the teachers' unions. Therefore, they just keep their mouths shut, even at the cost of, in this case, children's dignity and children's rights. It's shocking. James, next time your video comes out, you're always welcome on the show. We want to expose corruption. You're doing a great job. Thank goodness for you, and I hope parents across the country recognize that. Thanks for being here today.